Yes, a warm welcome to Altrincham, to Joey Jones, the Robins' new signing. Joey, welcome to the club on this sunny day at the Edgerton training ground. Just thinking, you're born in Kingston upon Thames. Yeah. You've been capped by Northern Ireland at various levels. Mm-hmm. You've played in the West Country, on the South Coast, the North West, over on the East Coast. You're back in the North West again. It's been some journey, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. I know it's the life of a footballer, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people I've met, a lot of managers, a lot of clubs, and yeah, I'm just relishing a new challenge.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you've got to be adaptable, I guess, as a footballer. But has it been a problem being sort of uprooting and not being exactly going around the corner? Have you?
No, yeah. I mean, I've just took it in my stride. It's been tough moments, definitely, and it's been challenging but rewarding. And met a lot of good people along the way, and a lot of good football games, a lot of bad football games, and yeah, just the highs and lows that I guess it's part of life.
I suppose as well, it just sort of builds up experience, doesn't it? Have you sort of benefited from in that respect?
100%, yeah. I feel like I've benefited both on the pitch by learning to play with new people, new managers, meet new people, but also off the pitch, adapting to new environments, and yeah, it's been great.
And I guess that's got to prepare you all the better for the next challenge. The fact that you've been through all that, and you're not going to be phased, I guess, are you, by any challenge?
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I've sort of spoke to the manager obviously last night, and just really looking forward to this challenge here.
Good stuff. Going right back to the start, Joey. I see you had 3 years in the academy at Arsenal and another 3 years at Leicester City. They're big clubs. What are your memories of those times?
Yeah, I mean, I think they shaped my career. To be honest, they shaped my footballing sort of knowledge. At Arsenal, I don't think I could have better coaching than them, and very grateful to have been there.
Any names spring to mind of the coaching staff?
Coaching staff? Steve Bold was my 18s manager, and Liam Brady was the academy manager at the time, and
massive names.
Yeah, really big names. So it was such good experience to play with good players as well, and the coaching was second to none.
I mean, it's not always the case with a big name and I mean, Steve Bold obviously won all sorts. But I mean, Liam Brady is about one of the most gifted players we've seen in this country in his Arsenal days. But are they able to impart knowledge and put things across?
Yeah. I mean, Liam probably not so much. He was more in the background, like academy manager, like overseeing, but Steve Bold was coaching me, so he taught me a lot about defending, especially, and reading the game and coming out of the ball and stuff like that, which like I said, second to none, that knowledge from those people.
And how about at Leicester City?
Yeah, again, different challenge. Going from Arsenal to Leicester was it was brilliant. I was in the sort of 23s and managed to train with the first team a number of times, and that was great. I mean, it was always tough going that transition from Arsenal to Leicester was quite challenging, where Arsenal was all football, and then I went into a sort of 23 side at Leicester that wanted to win and played a bit longer, and so I had to adapt to a different sort of style of football, which helped.
Right, yeah. That's interesting, because you think at most clubs the accent in the younger teams would be to just develop individuals and try and hone their individual skills, rather than that's a good under whatever team. But then again, I suppose Leicester, when they get to the under 23s, they're more nearer the first team.
Yeah, and I think they were in the Championship at the time, weren't as probably, their academy wasn't as probably as well renowned as it is now. So it was pretty it was different. They wanted to establish themselves as a good academy, so they wanted to win things.
Yeah. And when you left Leicester, what were your hopes then? Were you, because obviously you then went to Woking, didn't you?
I wanted to go and play football. I wanted to go and play men's football, league football, if I could. And probably Yeovil was great. I was in a first team environment, so I went from Leicester to Yeovil for a year or 7 months, and it was great. I moved a long way away from family and friends, so it was a new challenge off the pitch, but on the pitch as well. I was in part of a championship team and part of the first team. Although I didn't get much game time, it was still a great eye opener to to like actually having to win every week, and fans and that sort of that environment was brilliant.
And then next was Woking. I mean, that's where you had a really settled spell, didn't you? 4 years there, 162 appearances and 10 goals. So you kind of really made your mark there, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. I was playing every week in the National League, and nearly got in the playoffs with them. It was quite local to Kingston, where I'm from. So my parents came to watch, and it was brilliant. It was a good time. Probably could have maybe moved on a little bit earlier than I did, but the club like rated me highly and wanted me to stay. So
and usually up to the top end of the table, I think, weren't they?
Yeah.
So Can you talk us through a goal you scored in February 2017? I think that's all the prompting you need, isn't it?
Was it Forest Green?
It was Forest Green.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely my best goal I've scored. Although I did score a good one against Chesterfield for Eastleigh, but that was, I think, it was good. I think the wind caught it.
Well, I was going to say, what do you remember of it? No, don't be modest. What do you? It's described as 40 yards, and it won goal of the season.
It did. It was 40 yards.
And just catch it sweetly.
Just hit it sweet.
And was the keeper off his line, or was it just such a good strike?
No, it was just a good strike. I think it just went in the top left-hand corner, and I think when you hit the ball so sweet, it just sort of wobbled a bit, and it was good.
Because I was thinking, I suppose you kind of categorise players individually, and if you think of a winger, he'll be taking the full back on, scores a defensive midfield player, you win tackles, and that's what you do, but there's more than that to your game, clearly, isn't there?
Yeah. Just speaking to the manager there today and just saying to him, like, I'd love to get more goals, and he said that in his team that he'd probably be able to like arrive on the ball a bit further up the pitch, and and so it's something I'm looking to do as well as my job in holding midfield. I
mean, so you, as well as winning the ball, you'd say you're comfortable on the ball as
well?
Yeah,
I'd say like transition, starting attacks, like linking the play from the back to the front is probably my biggest strength, as well as my aerial in the air and tackling.
So 6 foot, you're challenging for stuff in the air and winning tackles. Eastleigh, after Woking, you made your mark there. You helped them reach the playoffs, didn't you? Which must have been, even though it was, I think you went out to Wrexham, didn't you? But was it? We
lost to Salford in the semis, but Eastleigh was I really enjoyed it, and probably played some of my best football. Was in a really good side, had a lot of experience and some youth in it. It was a great team, and I was unfortunate we couldn't get to the final. We lost to Salford in the semi-final, but it was a great time at Eastleigh. Really enjoyed it.
And then, of course, you ended up joining Salford on a 2-year deal. So it strikes me that it's all been positive pretty much right the way through. I mean, I don't know whether Dagenham and Redbridge might not have worked out quite as well, possibly, but most of your career path does seem to have been successful.
Yeah. I mean, everywhere I've gone, I've felt like I've held my own and played games when I'm fit. I've been in the side. And it is, and this is just another step for me to try and make it a successful one.
Because when you were at Salford, of course, you had a spell at Grimsby, and lo and behold, you go and help them get promoted. So that must be another feather in your cap. Yeah,
that was really it. I said to my partner, I said, like, at the start when I was at Dagenham that season, I said, like, I really want to get promoted this season, and I thought it would have been with Dagenham, but wasn't to be, and went out on loan to Grimsby and managed to help them get promoted. So it was great experience.
Absolutely. And you just think as well, given you've been through those moments, good positive ones, and helped teams achieve things, does the other thing is another kind of elements of your personality as much as your what you've got to offer on the pitch, is that you've developed a winning mentality? Is that something you've always had?
Yeah. I think I've always wanted to be the best I can, be the best version of myself, and give my best, and if that's winning, then it's enjoyable. And I love winning. I love winning things. I'm competitive, so I think it's in my nature to do that.
Because you do hear that, don't you? People have described as, there might be he's a great player in such and such a respect, but you get other people described as, oh, he's a winner.
Yeah.
It's something it's almost like a knack.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I thrive off that. Yeah.
So do you know much about Altrincham from?
I mean, I actually lived in Hale when I was at Salford in my second season. My second year, lived in Hale, so the ground wasn't far away. And yeah, I mean, every time I played against Altrincham, it's been tough, and I've lost quite a few times. I've only seen good things about the club.
Did you ever pop down at all? So J. David, did you ever pop down?
I didn't actually. No. I think I was playing when Altrincham were.
Yeah. So how recently did you play Altrincham? Have you played Altrincham during Phil Parkinson's time as manager?
Yeah, I played him. I played for Dagenham twice against Altrincham. For Solihull, I was injured both times, but I didn't play. This season, but last season, yeah. And
what struck you? Because I mean, for the moment Phil walked through the door, and of course we're talking about a time when Altrincham had suffered 2 successive relegations, and the general mood about the place wasn't good. But it became apparent from day one. We're talking about 6 years ago. That he had this football philosophy, and that's how he wanted to do it, and it's been incredibly successful. Was that apparent when you played us?
That's massive. I think there's Altrincham, Notts County last season, Wealdstone, Gateshead, who I'm really impressed with on the ball, football wise. All play great football, and I all think, like Altrincham being one of them, I think will play really good stuff this season. Yeah.
And 29 now, but I'm guessing as fit as ever, strong as ever.
Yeah. I feel as strong as I ever have. Yeah. Pretty much in your prime, I think, at 28, 29.
Absolutely so, yeah. And it's an important thing in your position, I guess, isn't it? When if you're kind of winning tackles 1 minute, trying to get up the other end of the pitch the next.
Yeah. It is. It's part of playing in midfield, definitely.
And the other thing is, I guess you'll be setting up a Jones clan, won't you? Have you been made aware that we've already got a James Jones?
I know, yeah.
And
Jones,
Eddie Jones, and now we've got a Joey Jones.
The physio told me, and I saw on the board. So I think we're going to have to. James Jones is very similar to my name, so I think we're going to have to try and sort something out.
I was going to say with a name on the back of the shirt. That's for another day, perhaps.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Anyway, look, great to see you, Joey. Thanks for your time, and good to see you at Altrincham, and all the very best in Alty colours.
Thank you very much. Cheers.